Tavis Smiley is now ranked number 16 nationally and the highest rated talk show hosted by an African American on the 2025 Talkers Heavy 100 list of the most important talk radio hosts in the nation. Last year, Tavis ranked number 33 and the year before, number 45. The Tavis Smiley Show has rapidly expanded its national syndication to now include nearly 50 radio stations across the country and counting. Congratulations, Tavis.
Yeah, yeah.
Worst, motherfucker never loved us. Never loved us. You ain't know now, you know now. Still at the scrub J's with a toothbrush. Still playing my old shit. But yo, it's like the police asking us questions. We don't know shit. Flex. I'm just flex. Never loved us. Do it look like we stress. Look at you, look at you, and look at you. I'm glad that they chose us. Cause man, it's a mission trying to fight to the finish just to see my finish. On my worst behavior, no. They used to never wanna hear us. Remember? Motherfucker never loved us. Remember? Motherfucker. Remember? Motherfucker never loved us. I'm on my worst behavior. Don't you ever get it f***ed up. Motherfucker never loved us.
Welcome in. Happy Hump Day. I'm on my best behavior because I'm here at KBLA Talk 1580, and you are locked in with Joe Munroe for your entertainment news update. And you know Andy's always on theme, right? Drake, perhaps, might be with some consider on his worst behavior. You know, we're going to get into more details as this UMG lawsuit continues to roll on. We are in the early stages of it. However, it's getting juicy. It's getting interesting. These legal maneuverings, are they real or just for show? We're going to get into that. You know, Drake is Drake. Listen, the thing that's crazy about this, too, is the timing of it, because we are bopping to Drake's new music, right? It's doing pretty well. And really, Drake could just get into the music and this all would be a distant memory. But all of this keeps April of 2024, June of 2024 locked in.
He has a hurt ego.
That's what Scorpios happen with them.
Come on now, stop that.
He's a triple Scorpio. Come on now. I got to put some.
Triple Scorpio.
Yeah, he is, you know, obviously his sun sign is Scorpio. His moon
we
sign.
going that deep.
Yeah, we are. His moon sign, I believe he is a Scorpio moon, as well as his Venus sign, which that's a lot.
So that's the reason why he's acting the way he's acting.
I mean, partially.
Scorpios are very emotional.
And vengeful.
I give you that. I got a little Scorpio in me, so I already know.
Yes, I know you're on the cusp. Drake seems to dwell in the dark spot. Now, Andy, you're all love and light. You very much give your Libra side. You are very fair and balanced.
You're right.
But I suspect, given the right scenario,
trust me,
it can go deep and dark real fast.
And you low key, that's why sometimes I'm afraid of myself of getting upset.
I hear a lot of that from Scorpios.
I think I would blow up. And honestly, I ain't gonna lie, I don't like that feeling of that individual. So just know that there's a war going on inside internally, and my Libra's just trying to tame that. But
keep it balanced, keep it cool. I feel that. 100%. I feel that. And it makes perfect sense. And so I think Drake, on the other hand, does not have that war. He just dives deep when it's hit in the right way. Anyway, we're going to get into the details because some of the things that they're asking for, petty. All right, Wendy Williams, her guardianship is continuing to roll on and get shadier, you know, more so than a California palm tree. Listen, it is August, right? And there have been leaked reports about the state of Wendy. We know that she was having doctors re-examine her to see if she was able to take care of herself on her own without a guardian. And the alleged results of her doctor's visits have been leaked, and it doesn't look good for Wendy, and her lawyers are speaking out. So we'll get into those details. And, you know, we got some YN conversation. Sorry, y'all. Just trying to keep up with the kids. And it's been a conversation debate about using that word. Kyrie Irving, for example, says, don't call me a YN ever. I'm not about that mentality. I'm not about that lifestyle. I don't respect it. But it is the new slang for the youth, right? So Mariah the Scientist, that's Young Thug's girlfriend, she has come out and spoke about what it really means to date someone with kids. And we hear a lot of negativity about that situation. But Mariah says it actually taught her to be more family oriented. So we'll get into what she had to say. Plus, we got a whole lot more to get into. We got Miss Beyonce sliding into some Emmy territory, as well as, you know, y'all might be saying goodbye to one of your favorite airlines. So we're going to get into all those details and more on the other side. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Your ride with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
Light a candle, pour some wine. Grab a roll, the soft kind for a little me time. Charmin Ultra Soft Smooth Tear. Wavy edges for my rear. So let the softness caress your soul. Just relax, you're on a roll. Let her rip. Charmin Ultra Soft Smooth Tear.
Charmin Ultra Soft Smooth Tear has the same softness you love, now with wavy edges that tear better than the leading one-ply brand. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on Autopsy, then click on Request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Now back to more entertainment news with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. So before we get into these trending topics and headlines, listen, if you want to get in on the conversation and join me, 800-920-1580. Of course, social media is always a way to reach out. KBLA 1580. I'm at Stiletto Jill. Holla at your girl. Say hi. Hit up JillMunroe.com. There's a lot going on there. Not really. It's just more information about me, but you should check it out anyway. Andy?
What's the blog site again?
Oh, to sign up for my newsletter.
Newsletter. There we go.
RSVP for credentials, because I'll get you to the chicken.
And is the 4 the number 4 or FOR?
FOR. RSVP for credentials. Or go to JillMunroe.com. There's a link there. Go to my Instagram at Stiletto Jill. There's links for everything there. Hit me up. Holla at me. Reach out. Connect. We like that. Download our app so that you can listen to back episodes, not just mine. Everybody's here at the station. You can leave us a message if you're too shy to call in. Hit us up on social or jump in the YouTube chat. Because they always keep it going. And I love that. I love the conversations there. We're a community. Come join us. Be friends, right? All right, so let's get to the tea because it's pouring. First up, Beyonce secured her first Emmy win. She won Outstanding Costumes for Variety Non-Fictional Reality Programming for the Beyonce Bowl. Her Christmas performance at the Houston game. She shares it with several members of her team. Shania Turner, Erica Rice, Molly Peters, Chelsea Starbell, Timothy White. And, listen, she's halfway to EGOT status. She only needs a Tony and an Oscar. She has 35 Grammys, so just putting that out there.
What's a Tony Award again?
Tony is for stage. Like Jennifer Hudson is an EGOT. Whoopi Goldberg is an EGOT. She was the only black female EGOT for a very long time.
What was that Beyonce musical? Kind of like early in her career. I want to say it was on MTV. Carmen. Would that
be the hip opera? No, got to be on Broadway.
Got it.
Yeah, actual Broadway. So she'll probably just always be an egg, and that's fine. Like 35 Grammys. Come on. She's the most awarded, I think, Grammy winner or nominated, one of the two of all time.
Do EGOTs get an extra 0 on their check or anything like that?
I mean, they could. It is a bargaining position, right? All my accolades come with me, right? So if we are in negotiations for something and you don't got no awards and I got 35 Grammys, you might have to give me a little more cash. That's just the way the world goes. I'm not mad at it. But shout out to B. Now listen, you guys, your favorite urban airline, no, I shouldn't call it that. Spirit is in a financial crisis, right? The SEC filing that they created is warning that they have substantial doubt of their survival beyond the next 12 months. Quarter 2 losses were $245 million, up from $192 million last year, right? There was a failed JetBlue merger, which was kiboshed by, the people above. And that was a 3.8 merger. And there are rumors of talks of a merger with Frontier, but I can't imagine if they didn't let it go through with JetBlue that they would let it happen with Frontier, but I don't know. So what is Spirit doing in response? They are cutting routes, furloughing 200 plus pilots, adding a premium economy to generate revenue, and selling assets. So suffice it to say, if you appreciate Spirit, you might want to hop on a flight, but check and make sure your flight will be able to get you to where you're going, because losing 200 pilots means the remaining ones are going to be stretched quite thin. So DJ Black 909 in the chat asks, who's merging? No one's merging. They attempted, JetBlue and Spirit attempted a merger. It was not allowed to go through, and now Spirit is saying that they're suffering from it. They have lost almost about 50-60 million. Their losses are up from the same time period last year.
If the current pilots are going to be like spread thin like that, I don't know if that's going to be encouraging for me to even want to hop on a Spirit flight. Because if you're tired because you've been on, 10-hour flights back to back, I don't know if that's going to be interesting for me to want to hop on that flight. I'm going to be a little bit afraid.
I think it'll just be a lot of route cutting. I think you won't be able to get as many flights as you, because technically I think there's a rule. Pilots are only allowed to fly a certain number of, at least commercial pilots, a month or something like that. with those jobs, it's like a week on, 3 weeks off or something like that, depending upon the hours and things of that nature. Morris Phillips says, Jill, tourism has fallen 80% in the United States. Nobody wants to visit America. Vegas is also suffering. Vegas is suffering extremely. There's been conversations about that. Nobody wants to visit America. We know why. No questions about that. But, I mean, it's all connected. It's all a domino effect. Do you know? And listen, I've never been on Spirit Airlines, so I can't speak to it.
I done heard too many bad stories.
Right. And like, that's not where I want to be uncomfortable, where I'm stuck there. Like, I'm just in the spot. I need to be comfortable when I'm flying.
And Boeing needs to get their act together.
Man.
Boeing is like number one of the airplane manufacturers, and they kind of create all the airplanes for the most part. And the stories that you heard within the past year about malfunctions and all this other type of stuff, like, I don't know, y'all making flying a little bit scary.
Man, look, trains are gonna pop up again, and they have the ability to make these super trains. People are like, let's take the train.
LA's gonna be like that in the next couple of years with the train system, so
we shall see. All right, so in more, this is a Black-owned brand, and this story, I'm actually bringing it to you, and I probably should have made it a main topic, but I just want to put it on everyone's radar, right? Uncle Nearest is a Black-owned whiskey brand, Black female-owned whiskey brand. If you know the story of it, it was founded in 2017. And the company's namesake, Nathan Nearest Green, was a former enslaved Black man credited with showing Jack Daniel the whiskey ropes, right? Basically, he gave him the sauce to create the Jack Daniels whiskey brand, right? Generations later, his family, tried to get, I believe they were compensated to some degree for it. And now, in his namesake, is a billion-dollar brand, but Uncle Nearest, Black owned, Black female owned. I believe it's a family owned thing, but a female is at the head of it. And 3 years ago, Nearest brand was deemed as the fastest growing whiskey brand in American history. Now the company is being accused of defaulting on loans totaling $100 million, right? They've been hit with a massive lawsuit by Farm Credit Mid-America, and they claim that the whiskey brand not only has not been paying repaying their loans, but that the company is in financial trouble, so much so that they are asking that the company be put into receivership. Basically, what that means is that a third party would be in control of the company and get to comb through their assets to make sure that it is being ran correctly, right? So a Kentucky-based agricultural financial company called Farm Credit Mid-America filed the suit, and they alleged that the company's co-founders, Fawn and Keith Weaver, borrowed money but suddenly stopped making payments. They also said that there are shady business dealings going on that prompted the suit. The suit claims that Nearest brand received their first loan in July of 2022, that it was worth about $35 million, and that the loan soon increased to a total of $67 million. They said that they also loaned them an additional $20 million and $15 million in separate transactions, and that for any billion-dollar company, loans of this magnitude are common, but what is not common, according to the company Farm Credit, is that they're accusing them of lying about collateral to get approved for the loans, right? They allege that the Nearest brand gave them apparently inaccurate, borrowing-based reports with respect to the whiskey barrels that they produce, right, as far as collateral. And according to their alleged agreement, if Uncle Nearest ever stopped making payments to their loans, which include interest, right, the total right now is $108 million that they owe them, that Farm Credit could claim 77,000 barrels of whiskey as collateral for the unpaid loan, right? But in truth, they're saying Nearest owns $20 million less than what they originally reported. So Farm Credit is also saying that Uncle Nearest borrowed $2 million to invest in a new property, and instead of keeping the property in the Uncle Nearest name, the Weavers allegedly created another LLC which Farm Credit can't access. So they're saying that they didn't utilize the money for Uncle Nearest. They used it for personal gain and created a company that they can't get into, right? They've also filed, so in response, it was a 700-page filing, right? And the co-founders called the lawsuit salacious and inaccurate. And Fawn Weaver, who is the face of the brand, posted a video to Instagram throwing shade at all the hate that they've been receiving lately. And here's the thing, right? The reason why I thought that this was an important story for us to discuss, or at least put on your radars, is that this is a Black-owned brand that is doing amazing. And it feels like, as the chat is speaking about, Forrest Harrison said they're trying to steal Uncle Nearest's brand like they did the cookie company. I think he's talking about Famous Amos cookies. And Royal Jenkins comes in with that. And Morris Phillips says receivership, the IUSD knows about that. You lose your sovereignty, which you do. And you basically lose control of your business, which, if this happens, they might not get control back of their company, which seems crazy to me. Again, they're saying that all of this is crazy, that people are writing hit pieces on them just for clicks. Farm Credit, as Fawn says, was well aware of and agreed to the company pausing loan payments based off of some private conversations that they're alleging took place with the company prior to. So here's the thing about the receiver, which is really, really crazy, right? As I said, it would remove the Weavers from really being involved in their business. And it does feel like something is amiss as far as why this is happening. Obviously, we don't have access to their books to know if any of these things are true, but it just seems kind of odd. I'll just say odd, right? A judge has issued a gag order for all parties until the matter is resolved, so we probably won't have any more updates for a period of time, but just keep it on your radar. I'll keep it on yours as well, because we talk about our brands and keeping them around and holding on to them, but so many fall victim to situations like this. Either, if we are to believe the credit issuers, poor planning and some shenanigans behind the scenes, or is it just another situation of us building something up and making it attractive, and now they, in quotes, I don't know who they are, want their cut. So, sending good vibes along the way. All right, let's talk Drake, right? Drake's lawsuit demands have gone pretty nuclear, if you ask me. Like, we know he is suing UMG for defamation claims related to Not Like Us, also alleging that UMG helped Not Like Us blow up the charts, even though there was salacious, unfounded accusations pointed at Drake, right? And so Drake's lawyers have gone to court. They asked for a copy of Kendrick Lamar's contract because they believe that there's information in there that can help their case. It was heavily redacted. Obviously, there are going to be things in there that need to be private for the other parties. But Drake's lawyers are like, oh no, you need to rescind this with all of it unredacted. They want access to Lucian Granger's emails text and marketing decisions because they believe that he is very much involved in artists' careers and that there could be information in there. Remember, Drake and Lucien kind of have a little beef. Drake was supposed to re-up, all right? And remember, Kanye West called Lucien Drake's rich baby daddy. So, using Kanye's terms, maybe Drake feels the rich baby daddy got a new baby mama. And you know how rich baby daddies act when they got a new one. So, I don't know. I think Drake is really exposing himself in all of this. Drake also wants docs on paternity allegations, domestic violence claims, and other items as it relates to Kendrick Lamar's personal business for things that came out last summer. And he wants information on Dave Free, who was mentioned in the song. UMG, of course, denies all the allegations and calls the request overbroad. Hip-hop fans, we're split, right? I understand that those that be can do some manipulation. However, Drake, you were the benefactor of some of this manipulation. That's probably why you know so much about it. And it's hip-hop beefs. So this all just feels really, really messy, really, really petty. When we come forward, we'll get into more of this lawsuit and Drake's moves, plus Wendy's guardianship and a whole lot more. All of that when we come forward. You're locked in with Jill Munroe. News, traffic, and sports is up next.
They keep trying to get me for my soul. Thankful for the women that I know. Can't go 50-50 with no. Every month, I'm supposed to pay her bills and get her what she want. I still got like 7 years of doing what I want. My dad still got child support from 1991. Out of town, people love to pop a lot of then come around. Word to Flacco Jody, he done seen us put it down. Asking if I'm cool, I'm upset. 100,000 on my head is disrespect. So offended that I had to double check.
Are you ready for the hottest entertainment scoop in Los Angeles? She's bringing you exclusive interviews with today's biggest stars, behind-the-scenes Hollywood insights, and all the entertainment news you need to know. She's breaking down what's trending, what's ending, and what's just beginning in the world of entertainment. You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. U.S. track star Sha'Carri Richardson is apologizing after her July arrest for allegedly hitting her boyfriend, Olympic gold medalist Christian Coleman, at Seattle-Tacoma Airport. Richardson says past trauma kept her from fully accepting his love, adding, quote, "I can't apologize enough," end quote. Coleman has defended her, saying she should not have been arrested. Wendy Williams' court-appointed guardian confirmed her diagnosis of dementia and aphasia and is seeking to extend her guardianship to November 2025, despite challenges from her family and former husband. Williams denies cognitive impairment and says she's determined to regain her freedom and remain in New York. And former Governor David Paterson is backing Black New York City Mayor Eric Adams for re-election, despite a Siena poll showing Adams in fourth with 7%, far behind Democratic frontrunner Zohran Mamdani at 44%. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Into Boyle Heights, the 10 eastbound at the 60 split. That is where the middle lane is blocked due to a crash. Overall slowing out of Santa Monica, getting away from Centinela. Tough in Pasadena, East 210. Delays from Mountain and stretches to Foothill. And ahead in Upland from Baseline to the 15 freeway. East of San Juan Capistrano, it is Ortega Highway that remains off limits at Gateway. This is due to an earlier crash and gravel spill. Eastbound traffic is stopped at Antonio Parkway, westbound at Grand.
Every day a child in poverty waits for a sponsor is another day of hopelessness. There are thousands of kids who've been waiting over a year. End their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Just text the word radio to 83393.
Is this the time?
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Venus Williams, at age 45, was given a wildcard invitation to play in the U.S. Open tennis tournament in New York City. The U.S. Open starts Sunday. Venus will be the oldest woman to compete in the singles competition of the U.S. Open since Renee Richards in 1981. Richards was 47. This will be the first Grand Slam event for the Compton native since 2023. The 7-time Grand Slam champion won the U.S. Open in 2000 and 2001. The Dodgers and Angels meet up for the final time this season tonight in Anaheim. The Angels are 5-0 against the Dodgers. Critical game for the Dodgers to regain some momentum. The Dodgers start a 3-game series Friday night against San Diego. Cleveland Browns quarterback Shedeur Sanders suffered an oblique injury during warm-ups Wednesday morning. He was held out of the Brown practice with Philadelphia. Sanders was scheduled to undergo an MRI exam Wednesday afternoon. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Are you ready to be a part of the conversation that will help shape our nation's future? Get ready to join us for the Left Coast Forum, Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech, where progressive voices will come together to tackle the issues that matter most to working families across Los Angeles and beyond. From economic justice to climate action, from healthcare to housing, we're bringing together the brightest minds and most passionate advocates for real solutions and real change. With workshops, 2 major keynote addresses, and a closing reception with great music and good food. It's the Left Coast Forum, where your voice matters and your ideas take action. Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech. Brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 and the LA Progressive. The future won't wait, and neither should you. Mark your calendar now to be there and be heard. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details.
Nearly 7 million Americans aged 65 and older are living with Alzheimer's disease, also known as AD, a type of dementia that affects memory, thinking, and behavior, making everyday tasks challenging. But did you know that Black adults aged 65 and older are twice as likely as white adults to develop AD? There are things you can do to help reduce your risk for developing AD. Managing conditions like diabetes and high blood pressure is crucial. Staying physically active, maintaining social connections, eating a healthy diet, and keeping your mind engaged with activities like reading or puzzles can all contribute to brain health. It's also important to recognize some common signs and symptoms of early AD, such as forgetfulness that causes problems with everyday life, asking the same question a few times in a row, and difficulty concentrating on basic tasks. If you see these signs in yourself or a loved one, don't wait. Early diagnosis and intervention are key to managing AD effectively. To learn more about AD and a potential treatment option, visit treatalzearly.com. That's treatalzearly.com. This message is brought to you by AZI.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Imagine a Los Angeles where everyone can thrive, where communities have access to the resources they need to succeed. That's the vision of Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. They're dedicated to improving life in LA County by providing educational support, employment assistance, and spaces for community engagement. By 2050, they want LA to be the best place to connect, create, learn, live, and play. They're working toward an education system that's well-resourced and culturally responsive, becoming a hub for artists and innovators, and making sure everyone has access to healthy food, quality healthcare, and safe housing. It's about building a future where we all have the chance to succeed. We invite you to learn more about their mission and get involved with Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I don't give a if you love me. I don't give a if you like me. Ask me how did it feel. Can't say it didn't surprise me. Last time I looked to my right, you was standing beside me. How can some people I love hang around who try me? Let's go. What did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? Let's go. Let's go. I'm whipping around on like 600 acres. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. You just better not ask for no favor. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. It's love for my brothers and debt to a traitor. Let's go. She might decide to say no to me now, but say yes to me later. Let's go.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Joe Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. Look, everybody is bopping to this. What did I miss? You were bopping to Nokia a couple months before that. Just make music, Drake. Just make music. But I suppose you're too far gone now to pull back. You know, ego and whatnot. You can't. You got to go for broke now. But what's the plan for after? What are we doing?
This is what I believe. I think Drake feels like, you know what, if I'm going to lose in the court of public opinion, I'm actually going to win in the actual legal court system.
Do you think, because I do think about this, right? In a way, although how it came about, very wrong, crazy. But in a way, do you think that this suit will be beneficial for the music industry? If he can crack it open and prove, we know that streams are being bought, right? But if he can get involved and something can be done about it, per se.
I don't think it's going to be beneficial to hip hop. If you looked on social media, before I even, knew what the details was, people were like, Drake is ruining hip hop by doing this. And quite frankly, let's say he was to win this case, and are things really going to change in the game? You feel me? Especially, if you're not on Drake's level, I just don't see the industry acquiescing.
Here's the thing, right? Because arguably, right, there might be a local, a regional artist, or someone you aren't familiar with that isn't getting their fair due, right? Because they can't get on some of those playlists, or they're blocked because of dummy streams and things of that nature. So if it helps to, in some way, bring a more level playing field, is that helpful?
Drake is not working for the culture of hip hop.
Drake is working for Drake.
He's working for Drake. So yeah, I don't think this is going to be beneficial to hip hop as a whole. And considering who Drake is and the power that he has and the magnitude of who he is as an artist, he can go ahead and flex like that. But that average Joe, that's trying to make it, probably not.
Well, we'll see. Well, we have a caller on the line, Eric from Carson. Welcome in, Eric. What are your Drake thoughts on this evening?
My Drake thoughts. Wait, first of all, good afternoon. What's up, Jill?
How you doing?
I'm good. I just want to say that these songs are about expressing grievances in a public forum, and they can, jump into disrespect. But I think what Kendrick did, was a little too much. And I just want to say that I want to say that the song "They Not Like Us" is only two significant things about that song: the music and the hook.
Stop. No. That was a great song. You a fan. Freaky, you can finish. I'm just saying. We're not going to let you
Eric, that song must have went over your head, homie.
That song was well put together from... there were 3 verses in that. Last verse, educational.
Come on.
Party your head off, the double entendres. The beat we already spoke on. The cadence.
It ain't going to be no convincing, Eric. I'm sorry. I ain't letting up. You know who Torre is? Do you know who Torre is? Well, he's an old, journalist. Light-skinned dude with the fro. Anyways, Toure. Toure. Write that down. He has a breakdown of the song Not Like Us, where he goes lyric for lyric. I encourage you, my brother Eric, to listen and watch that video. Carry on.
I promise you I'm going to do that. I just want to make a quick point. My point is that the two things that are most significant about the song, as I said, is the music and the hook.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 dun. As soon as you hear that, you want to get up and dance. The hook. They not like us. They not like us. When you hear that, that's all you understand. But a true rap song is a rap song where you know exactly what they meant and why. The Sugar Hill Gang, for example.
Oh, come on.
Womp, womp, womp.
No.
Go ahead, Jill. Get
Can I
him.
say one last thing?
Of course you can. I wish I had a gong like the old school gong show. You be gong. Go ahead.
I just want to tell you that a true rap song is a song you knew what they was talking about. And in the Sugar Hill Gang, they were talking about what they were trying to do is let you know who they were. And they were talking about positive energy. I said a hip, hop, a hippie to the hippie to hip.
Eric,
hip,
don't do
hop,
this.
That's not a diss song, is it?
It's not a diss song. This is
Exactly.
two egos going back and forth. Listen, you are also forgetting the timing and the context of this. He dropped this song within hours after Drake. Was it Push-Ups that came before this or Family Matters? It was Push-Ups?
Push-Ups was the first song, if I'm
But no, when did Not Like Us come after? Was it after? I can't
Not
remember.
Like Us came out like at least 7 songs after. That was probably like one of the last songs in the battle. Because there was a lot of criticism with Drake was over here pushing he was poking the bear. He was like, you need to hurry up and reply. I don't need to hear no stuff that's gonna go over people's head and stuff like that. I need a bop. And then Not Like Us came about.
And you're saying, oh, we couldn't understand. What is not to understand? Freaky
You know what I did
blank.
understand, Jill?
I understood all of it. That was a great song.
understood
I felt like that one, and also the genius of Not Like Us is, as Drake pointed out, a lot of Kendrick people say Kendrick can sometimes be rapidy rap. He's too cerebral. He's going to give you too many thoughts and metaphors and things of that nature. Not Like Us didn't do that. You say you wanted things to be plain and simple. He was rapping. Right? It was a good beat, a good hook, and he was rapping. You didn't have to think too much, trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor. Come on, that's genius. How can you say that's not a good lyric? Come on.
I wonder why he is now facing a potential lawsuit when this is just a friendly diss.
Because Drake is not like us. And I like Drake. Big fan. But he's showing his panties.
Hey, man, I got love for you, Eric, but you over here sounding like you not like us, too, my brother.
You sounding Canadian? Are you Canadian?
Come on,
no, I'm just
my
playing.
brother.
I just got jokes.
Come on, Eric, for real?
Let me just close out by saying that I feel like, as I was telling you, the Sugar Hill Gang was something that is more positive, and I think that's
You got to
what
stop talking about a rap act that came out almost 50 years ago. You cannot do it. You cannot do it. These people weren't even, by these people, I'm talking Drake and Kendrick, alive. They weren't alive.
They should take notice of their ancestors. How about that?
I'm sure obviously Kendrick did. Drake does too, but obviously Kendrick did. He went back and, that was Metro Boomin, but he used Rodney O and Joe Cooley beat, right? And
he gave some history.
I was just about to. He gave some history. He talked about. Listen. I thought that Kendrick boiled it down to a very basic level for Kendrick. But
he said one word that he shouldn't have said.
The PDF.
That's
right?
the one. That's the one. That was low.
Maybe. Well, here's the thing. Maybe not. But is Biggie saying or Pac saying?
Thank you.
I bleeped your wife.
Come on now. Thank you.
None of that is okay.
I don't think that's as bad as.
It's all. And I get it. Relatively speaking, one is illegal, one isn't. Ethics and morals be damned. Listen.
Hold on.
We're all there. It's a diss rap. They say stuff that's not true all the time.
Then that should be the reason right there for them to be able to shut it down and keep it out of court.
Do you think that KRS-One really meant some of the things he said in The Bridge Is Over?
Nope.
So
but I think
what are you saying?
Kendrick Lamar meant what he said. I think he meant what he said. That's
You've never seen Kendrick be violent, be aggressive towards anyone. Kendrick raps and goes home.
This is how I know you wasn't even listening, Brother Eric, because Kendrick for a long time, he was like, yo, don't poke the bear. You feel me? Don't cross the line. Don't talk about my family. Don't talk about my kids. It's been a lot of that. but Drake kept on poking the bear. Period. If you listen to that whole battle, you would hear everything from Kendrick. Kendrick was taking it light on Drake in the beginning.
Well, I just want to ask a final question of both of you, Jill and you, Andy.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the song "They Not Like Us" was successful because of the diss lyrics that Kendrick Lamar spit, or do you think it was a hit because of what I started off by saying?
You can't.
Great music and the hook.
You can't take any part out of it because, as I mentioned, it was the timing of when it dropped in comparison to the song that Drake dropped as a diss before that. It was the beat. It was the lyrics. It was the fact that he came out with some other stuff before. It was everything. It was a perfectly executed battle. And then his follow-up and rollout Super Bowl concert tour. Flawless victory. 10-10, no notes.
Eric,
I challenge somebody to call in and be able to spit, just like I was trying to spit the lyrics of the Sugar Hill Gang. Nobody could even repeat of anything of that song other than the two statements I made.
Are you serious?
And Fahima in the chat says, when K-Dot removed the copyright from They Not Like Us, it was genius and helped other artists get on. It also helped a lot of people on YouTube make a lot of money. The copyright's back on now, just so you know.
Mustard on the beat, ho.
But, listen, Eric, I thought you said you're from L.A. Are you from L.A.? How are you not understanding?
Born and raised.
You're from Carson. Is it because you're from Carson? I'm not dissing Carson, y'all. I'm not dissing Carson.
Do you realize the impact of that song and what it meant to L.A. culture?
I thought it was basically just, it sounded good and it had a good hook.
So you didn't listen to any of
got from it.
You didn't listen to any of the other songs that Kendrick and Drake released prior to Not Like Us when they were already going back and forth with each other, correct?
Well, I'd have, but I was focused on They Like Us. And
no. My question is, did you hear those songs before Not Like Us dropped?
I can't say that I did.
Exactly. So that's why you're missing the whole context of and the impact of that song, my brother. I'm sorry, brother. I'm lost on this one.
Somebody else.
I got a homework assignment.
You do. Thank you as always for calling in, Eric. We appreciate you. Listen, when we come forward, we got another call, and I'm going to tell you about Mariah the Scientist and Wendy.
Your ride with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
If you're an adult in need of accredited high school diploma, the Los Angeles Public Library can help. You can earn one for free in as few as 5 months online with 24/7 access. You also get a personal academic coach plus special training focused on 9 in-demand industries as well as a resume and cover letter to advance your career. Visit the website at lapl.org/diploma. That's lapl.org/diploma.
The following is a paid advertisement by Family Vacation Getaways with the purpose of soliciting sales of vacation ownership. For complete details, please visit fvgradio.com. If you want a 100% complimentary stay at a luxury resort in Cancun, airfare not included, then Family Vacation Getaways is your ticket to paradise. See website for complete details. We're giving away 5 days and 4 nights to the first 50 callers who can name an animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. An animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. Do you know it? Call now, 800-868-6431, 800-868-6431. You're also eligible for an exciting bonus vacation to Orlando, Florida for just $498. And don't worry about anything ruining your plans. We can extend your travel up to 18 months. Name an animal that lays eggs and is not a bird, and get a complimentary Cancun resort stay and an optional bonus vacation to Orlando for just $498. What are you waiting for? Call 800-868-6431, 800-868-6431, and give us your answer. The proceeding is not a contest and is a paid advertisement by Family Vacation Getaways and not sponsored by this program or its affiliates.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a black and brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org, or find them on Instagram at walkgoodla. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back in. It's Joe Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. We have a caller on the line, Juliet from Watts. Shout out to Juliet. Welcome in, VIP. What's on your mind this evening?
Power to the people, my loved ones, power to the utmost highest God. I just want to say this quick. We need to honor Black August, the original Black August, which was August 11th through the 16th, 1965. I was 4 years old in Watts. And to commemorate them, I want to give shout out and honors to our ancestors, the righteous elders, the mothers of Watts, the sons of Watts, my mother, and some of my cousins that came off the front lines of Vietnam, and later the following year. This is what inspired Huey Pershing Newton, People with the Angels, and our righteous elder Bobby Seale to start the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, which is a political party. However, they got their information and the legal aspects from CAPS, which was Community Alert Patrol. There were some citizens in October of 1966, after the Watts riot, that wanted to get together so there wouldn't be another, spontaneous uprising. But it started because the police officers was trying to beat up this brother, and he had just got out of jail.
Marquette Fry
and his mother, and they could get right there on 150th Avenue line, and they went there. However, they had the Community Alert Patrol. There were bands, armbands, tape recorders, law books, and cameras. Because in California at that time, it was legal to carry weapons. It was legal to observe the police as long as they stayed 8 to 10 feet away. Most of them did it better. They stayed 20 feet away in order to observe the police. That still didn't do no good. So the following year, October 1966, is when Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale draw out the 10-point plan of the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. Now I'm going to go to another level. But bear with me. Just listen to me. The 10-point plan, the 10th plan, is what we need today. And I want y'all to look up that, observe that. I have archives that I got off the radio that you cannot buy in any store. I have archives of the audio. And I had attended one in 1968, February 21st, 1968, at the sports arena. I ain't gonna say suspended, but I stuttered a lot and I got into a fight, so I had to go with my mother, who was pregnant, to the Coliseum to hear them speak to raise funds for Huey Newton's defense fund. And it was awesome.
Well, Juliet, I'm sorry to interrupt, but we're getting close to the time. But first of all, thank you so much for reminding us that the Watts Rebellion took place August 11th to August 16th. 1965. Yes. So much came out of that, as you just gave us a brief lesson on. So I appreciate your call. I appreciate the reminder, because Kendrick is from Compton. And Compton and Watts are right there. All right, listen, we are coming towards the end. So let me give you some deets real fast. Wendy, her team is saying that those leaked reports basically are lies, that she is not suffering from this. She wants to know where the leak came from, and she wants to continue on with her quest to be freed from this guardianship. We'll keep you up to date from that. And Mariah the Scientist, really quick, let's play that clip.
For all the ladies out there that are thinking, well, I don't want to date a man with kids, and you're like judging the idea of someone who has had that happen. I feel like dating somebody with kids has taught me more about a family unit than anything I could have ever imagined, because you're seeing it in real time. You're seeing like the ins and outs of parenting, regardless if somebody is together or not together. You're seeing parenting is very interesting. Very interesting. Hard. It is. Even kids.
Yeah. So that's a very different take. We don't usually hear that. We usually hear about all the things that you lose in dealing with someone that has children. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Put a pin in it. Save them for me for tomorrow if you have any thoughts. Shout out to Eric and Juliet for calling in. You know, we love the calls. We love the information and the debates. And now your job is to make sure you are back here tomorrow, 6 p.m. for all the trending topics, all the tea, all the things that keep your group chat buzzing. Coming up next is Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. I appreciate you guys, and I will tap in with you tomorrow.